Everyone arrives on the planet of destruction. However, Daishinkan and Zeno-sama were no longer there with Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and Granola. They are confused. They look around trying to understand what was going on. At that moment, they see Beerus with his head down, walking from one side to the other, muttering incessantly. How did this happen? How could it get to this point? Curse! Irritated and not knowing what he should do, Beerus was in total agony before the situation that would happen. Alright partner, why don't you whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Let's get back to the point. Everyone approaches and Beerus looks at them angrily and says, "Finally, you arrived. We have to go soon." Goku asks at that moment, "Why are you so stressed, Mr. Beerus? Did Whis eat all that pudding Bulma sent him?" Beerus responds, "You damn shut up. I have nothing to say to you." At that moment, Goku is startled by Beerus's reaction and complains in a low voice, "But what did I do this time?" Whis looks at everyone and says, "It's time to go, guys. Let's go to the temple of the great Zeno-sama. He has a message to make." No one can understand and everyone is watching. Gohan says, "Why should we go to Zeno's temple? What's going on?" Whis responds, "When we get there, you will know everything." Everyone approaches and Whis speaks, "Are you all ready? Let's go then." They head towards Zeno-sama's temple. Somewhere in the galaxy, we see Frieza's ship. Wandering in space, screams of fear and despair are heard. In one of the rooms of the ship, Frieza was training using his common form, just facing some of his soldiers. Amidst laughter, Frieza exclaims,
"This warm-up will keep me from getting out of shape. Since I was revived by Whis, I haven't had a good fight."
One of his subordinates with tears in his eyes says, "Lord Frieza, your power is unmatched. Mere soldiers like us don't stand a chance. I beg you, don't exterminate us." At that moment, Frieza shoots a blast of lasers at the soldier's chest, killing him in seconds, and with a smile on his face, he says,
"I am a very merciful being. After all, I just took your life instead of forcing you to suffer facing me in combat. Don't you agree?"
Frieza says, looking at another of his soldiers who was next to him. The soldier looks at his companion's body and in a panic begins to stutter as he says, "Yes, Mr. Frieza, Emperor of the Universe, you are the most powerful and merciful being in existence. Please don't hurt me." Frieza looks at him, makes a very serious face and approaches. At that moment, he says,
"Right now I am one of the most powerful beings in the universe, but I still haven't reached the top of the hierarchy. I need more power. But fighting vermin like you, I'll never get over those bastards."
Frieza punches the soldier, then splits him in half with his bare hands. Frieza smiles and reflects a little. At that moment, relieved with his subordinate's blood running through his fingers, he says,
"But it's so simple. I just need to train a little harder so I can overcome my powers, take revenge on those nasty Saiyans and become the most powerful."
He starts to laugh. At that moment, Frieza had just decided to find a planet that supports him using all his power, so he can get even greater powers. And then his ship starts moving quickly and disappears into the void of space. Returning to the Z Warriors during the journey to Zeno-sama's palace, everyone is silent. However, Beerus had sweat streaming down his face. Piccolo looks at him seriously. Vegeta, with his grumpy face, just closes his eyes and crosses his arms. Goku was the only one who seemed to be excited and starts to say, "Oh, finally! I'm going to see Zeno-sama again. It's been so long since I've seen him. What does he want to talk to us about? I'm so excited. I have a great feeling." Whis watches from the corner of his eye and lets out a slight smile. A few seconds later, Whis speaks. "We arrived. Everyone behave in the presence of the great lord. Zeno, especially you, Mr. Goku. Looks like he's not in such a good mood." Goku doesn't understand and pokes around just looking. They stop in front of the temple and are met by Zeno's guards that take them inside to reach a room that had been prepared for this meeting. They walk down a long corridor with a light at the end. During the trajectory, there is a deafening silence, hearing only the sound of everyone's footsteps. When they reach the end of the corridor, they enter a gigantic room, and in the middle they see Zeno-sama. When looking to the sides, they can see the angels and the gods of destruction from other universes, along with some warriors from those same universes. Goku is all excited to see faces that he was already familiar with. Jiren, Dispo, Toppo, and Hit were there. Beerus observes and says to Goku, "Hey idiot, don't do anything stupid. We're not here to be eliminated by Zeno-sama." They approach and bow to Zeno. In Universe 7, in a distant galaxy, located near the end of the universe next to the barrier that crosses Universes 6 and 7, Frieza has just arrived on a gigantic planet composed of extremely resistant rocks made of a material known as Kachin, extremely resistant. This material was the same that had been used in the arena of the Tournament of Power in the confines of this planet we saw. Frieza expanding his ki to the maximum, destroying several mountains with his fist. His overwhelming power had already increased exponentially. Frieza laughs and says,
"The more I practice, the more I can adapt and get used to my powers. How far can I get if I keep training?"
Frieza assumes his form of Black Frieza, causing the planet to shudder. His power overflows and grows more and more. His powers reach an absurdly destructive level. Meanwhile, in Zeno-sama's palace, several warriors were gathered. Warriors from several universes, among them the warriors of Universe 7. At that moment, Daishinkan approaches and says,
"Warriors, we gather here today for an important communique. A communique in which we will decide to replace all gods of destruction in all universes."
All the gods that are there in an uproar muttering among themselves. Daishinkan then continues to say,
"Zeno is dissatisfied with the performance of all the gods, so he makes a decision."
At that moment, he gets extremely serious and with dark eyes says,
"We will create a new Tournament of Power."
At that moment, Goku, without thinking twice, raises his arms and screams, "All right!" Everyone angrily glares at Goku in anger at his reaction. Daishinkan then says,
"Calm down, gentlemen. The announcement is not over yet. This tournament will differ from the last one. It will be held between gods and mortals where there will be a fight at a time, like Zeno-sama. He had been able to follow each fight more carefully. A group containing the 12 most powerful mortals of all universes will be needed to face the 12 gods of destruction. We will fight one-on-one, and the god of destruction that emerges victorious in his combat will keep his title. But the one who is defeated will have its existence erased by Zeno-sama."
All the gods are scared watching. At that moment, Gohan asks,
"What will happen to the mortals who are defeated?"
Daishinkan responds,
"Those mortals who are defeated will be erased along with all their loved ones. Everyone who is selected will have an obligation to participate. Otherwise, they will definitely be deleted as well. This is an extremely important tournament, so we cannot accept that someone decides not to participate. But those who are victorious receive the honor of replacing the god who was eliminated, becoming the god of destruction of the universes in which that deity operated. That is, the conquering mortals became the new gods of destruction."
Everyone is apprehensive at that moment. The gods of destruction are scared with no reaction, just looking. Daishinkan goes on to explain,
"These battles between gods and mortals will be the main part of the tournament. However, before deciding the orders of battles, we will hold an event where several powerful mortals will face each other so that we can decide which will be the best 12 to face the gods. And that will be the great tournament of the gods of destruction. All who are present here must participate in the qualifiers among mortals. With that, I advise you to go back to your universes and recruit powerful warriors, and within 15 days we will start to make eliminations among mortals.
Everyone is stunned by the announcement. Even Goku, who at first was excited, now had a serious and scared expression. Looking at Beerus, Goku looks and says sadly,
"Mr. Beerus."
Beerus tells everyone, "Let's go home. We need to gather the warriors who will participate." Beerus has apparently accepted everything, and without showing any reaction, he gathers everyone close to Whis and decides to return to Universe 7. To be continued. What will the warriors do for the survival of their loved ones? How will this new tournament be? What is Beerus planning? What are Frieza's plans? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you share your thoughts in the comments below so we can get into a crazy debate. Whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. That's all there is to it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.